Has there ever been more pressure to deliver inside the ring? Like, the who wins or loses doesn't even matter
Mm-hmm.
in this match. It's literally about, can they follow the previous Omega and Okada matches? I'm a little worried because of the high expectations, but I think back to Omega and Gabe Kidd from earlier in the year. I was also really worried about that match just because of the high expectations of Kenny coming back, and he delivered in spades. He was awesome in that match. So maybe I shouldn't worry that much, but the expectation is, it's not really based on this match being the one that sells the tickets, though I do think that they are expecting it to help in that way. It's literally, is it going to be a 5.5-star match? And if it's not, are the fans going to be disappointed?
I mean, the way Dave gives 4.5 stars for mediocre matches these days, it probably will be a 5.5-star match. But I think it's still going to be a very good match. I think Okada will definitely show up at All In for this match, and they're going to want to make it as close as they can to their previous classic matches. I think there's a big time pressure on them to have this classic, and I think people will kind of will it to be a classic. We've seen Okada step up in a match with Will Ospreay, I think, on one of those pay-per-views. He kind of showed that the old Okada greatness, I think, and I think Okada will step up here. I think about 1994 when Ric Flair and Rick Steamboat had. I mean, I was like,
that's a really good comparison.
Super excited when I think they teased it at Super Brawl or announced it at Super Brawl, and it was going to be at Spring Stampede '94. I was like, I could not wait to see that match because I love that '89 program, and the match was good. But also, I remember when it was over, I'm like, it was good, but not as that 1989. And at the time, I was a lot younger and did not realize, hey, these guys are a lot older now.
Yeah.
And though I do think their TV match from that WCW Saturday Night's match was a better match than the Spring Stampede match, so go seek that one out. So yeah, I think I think I'm gonna have that same kind of feeling after this match, though. But Kenny Omega, I don't think the mentality for both men. I think they were gonna want to have this great match, and they're gonna give their all. But yeah, it's tough. I don't know how much will it move a lot more tickets to see. I mean, does it still have that aura of this special match, anymore? Are those fans moved on from New Japan? Have they moved on from AEW? So we'll see.
I think the allure will still be there. I think it is the one match where people who may have been on the fence about going to All In were kind of waiting to see if that match was going to finally be official before buying tickets. So it could help in that way. And it sounds like AEW is going to put a video package together for next week.
That's good.
I was with Paul Fontaine on the Dynamite show. I subbed for Jeff Hawkins, who's on vacation. Shout out to those guys. I was like wondering if you could do something creative with that footage of those 4 matches, and maybe you can license them for New Japan for like a month or something, or do some stuff where maybe Kenny is kind of talking about the matches as they're happening, or just do something very creative to get the fans into the idea that these guys are legends, kind of like what you were in 1994 with Flair and Steamboat. Though I don't know how easy it was for you to go back and maybe you rented out the Great American Bash tape again before that match or whatever.
I had those on tape.
So you were able to rewatch them. You probably watched them 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish they could do something like that, because they're not going to be able to show them on TV. Like, those matches are, the first match is like 45 minutes long. So it's not like you can just go, hey guys, we're going to have a segment on Dynamite. We've licensed this footage from New Japan. Here's the first match. Like, you can't do your television like that. But you have YouTube, you have a channel, you have an ROH service that maybe you could use there. And you'd have to license that footage from New Japan. Who knows if New Japan would even be willing to do that. But I would love for them to get creative And just to build that into, we have over a month still, build that into the whole thing, the whole marketing and promotion of this, and really get people excited. But then again, at the same time, you're setting some high expectations as well.
You know what I would like to see? What was that show for boxing? Was it All Access or 24? What was the?
Yeah, both of them. There were the one of them was HBO and the other one
Okay.
was Showtime.
Thank you. And UFC had
Countdown.
Or
no. Prime time. I think it calls it prime time. Yeah.
And I think NXT had like Prime Target or something like that, right? Then
Yeah,
they
which was a version of that, which was also really good.
I think they should do something like that with that footage. Not show the whole match, but they should have interviews from people from New Japan, interviews from people at AEW, both rivals from both Okada and Omega talking about the match. There should be training footage of both men. Make that. I know they're gonna do probably an all access special or something like that. They usually do a countdown show, I think, for the pay-per-views, but maybe they can convince TBS or TNT that find an hour to do, or a couple hours a week, or maybe like at least maybe 3-week build, maybe 3 versions, part 1, part 2, part 3, talking about those classic matches and to get people interested in it. And then you showed on whatever channel, but then we want to throw it on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We want to tweet it out on our Twitter account and stuff like that. Any kind of throw it out everywhere you can on social media. So I think that's I think they should do.
You just came up with the best idea, and they actually did this. The Max Kellerman thing that you're thinking about was called Face Off.
Oh yeah.
And so it was like you would have Pacquiao and you'd have Juan Manuel Marquez, and he would ask them questions, and they would answer the questions based off of the history of their feud. And you could literally do the same thing. Who would be the person to do? Shivani's not.
You know who they would put. You know exactly who they would put in that spot.
Who?
And it would look ridiculous.
The man with the mask?
Excalibur.
Well, I mean, he would know all the history for sure.
He's like, man, when I was at PJG Reseda, we dreamed of having these kind of classic matches that you guys had.
You know who I would hire to do it?
Mauro
Ranallo.
Mauro would be great. He'd be perfect. Yeah.
Because he did a lot of the New Japan stuff back in the day when they had. Remember when he was? I think he was the first broadcaster when they showed the New Japan stuff in U.S. television. I think it was Josh Barnett, and then did he go to WWE? And then it was Jim Ross. I forget how that happened. But
Kevin Kelly would be good, but that relationship's severed. So
yeah, I think he's kind of ruined his career there, or at least with AEW. I don't know about WWF. But yeah, that's a fantastic idea. They should do that. They should absolutely do that. You throw it on Twitter, you throw it on YouTube, you throw it on Max, and you just make your audience sort of. And this is like, I never watch any of their Twitter content. I know people love the Renee and RJ stuff. I never watch any of it just because it takes away from time that I need to spend watching other stuff. I would set time aside to watch that stuff if they did do it.
Yeah, and again, you don't need to have the full bell-to-bell match, but you always have that little on the bottom screen there. Like, if you want to see the full match, subscribe to New Japan World. So now you're helping them out. Get subscriptions.
Yep, absolutely. 100%.